Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Monday, August 23rd, and this local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow you. Local health officials say the COVID-19 situation changes from week to week. John Arking reports.
Gretchen Smith from the Flagler County Health Department says the caseload last week was a bit better than the week before, but their testing numbers are also up. In fact, starting today, they'll be testing again at the Flagler County Fairgrounds. She tells WNZF they've been seeing a wide cross-section of people.
We're seeing a lot of people with symptoms. We're seeing a lot of families. The other day I was outside and, standing out with some of the folks who were doing the screenings. And, there was a van with 6 people in it, and all 6 family members tested positive with rapid tests. And the one behind them was 4 people who all tested positive. So it's going through a lot of families, which is a little disturbing because some families, have older relatives that are still in the household. And those are the people that we're worried about. But we are seeing a pretty significant uptick in the number of cases in schools.
Meanwhile, Advent Health Palm Coast Chief Operating Officer Wally DeCino says the patients in the hospital for COVID are from Flagler. And as of Friday, the numbers are going back up.
We saw an increase here in Flagler County. We were surprised by that, but it is happening. And so therefore, we're struggling again and making sure that we stay in contact. So we do have command center meetings, we have staff meetings, and every day there's a collection of leaders from all of the hospitals that get together every morning to make sure that if there's a transfer that needs to take place, we know exactly where a bed is available and we can send it.
From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm John Arkin.
A positive jobs report for Flagler County in July. Greg Blase, president and CEO of the Palm Coast Flagler Regional Chamber of Commerce, says we're seeing major improvements in the outlook.
We have Flagler County job growth back on track now, 555 new jobs created, the unemployment rate going down to 5.3%, which is kind of where it's been most of this year after last month's sharp uptick. So we're glad to see some positive movement. I think the big stories in this job report are that the labor force continues to grow, but in addition to that, we're hiring people. And the number of residents on unemployment went down by 339 people. So it's really a trifecta of good news on a jobs report.
Blase cautioned, though, that the unemployment rate is a lagging indicator, and it may not show any impacts the Delta variant may be having on the labor force. August will be another key report that may shed better light on how virus transmission is impacting the local economy. A man and 2 teens are arrested in a crime against children. Karen Johnson has the story.
The Flagler County Sheriff's Office Cyber Crimes Unit has arrested 3 people on charges of possession of child pornography. 71-year-old John Gardner, Caden Ritchie, according to Flagler County Sheriff Rick Staley, FCSO, was notified of their online activity from a cyber tip that came from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, which alerts law enforcement agencies to cases of sexual exploitation of children on the Internet. Sheriff Staley says electronics and media storage devices were seized, along with more than 15 terabytes of data were analyzed to recover the pornographic images of children.
My warning to people that live in Flagler County that want to involve themselves in child pornography, you're next. You will go to jail. We will not tolerate it.
He adds this is also why parents need to monitor their children's electronic devices and social media accounts and be the sheriff in their homes. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
It'll cost you more to use some of Palm Coast's amenities. Amy Cherry has more.
Court reservation fees for the tennis courts are rising by about $5 to $50. Annual passes will also cost $5 more on a monthly basis. The Palm Coast Aquatic Center will raise its rates by $10 a day. That means it'll cost you $25 to use the facility for the day. Greens fees on the Palm Harbor Golf Club are also rising from $1 to $7 for 18 holes. Golf carts will also see a $2 fee to fund maintenance and replacements. Vice Mayor Eddie Branquinho.
These fees are more than fair, especially compared to what surrounds us. They're very, very fair. I've been speaking with some of the people, especially at the golf course.
Yes.
Okay, and they are absolutely in favor of those few bucks that they're going to pay, especially with a product that we give them for that amount of money.
The increases come after Parks and Rec sought feedback via in-person, phone, and email surveys. The department says an overwhelming majority supported the increases. Mayor David Alphin.
They've done their homework, and this is also a work in progress, so the fees will be monitored to be consistent with what is appropriate for the public without being too demanding.
Also rising park pavilion daily rental rates and athletic field permit fees. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Amy Cherry.
What is Flagler County's growth outlook?
With people moving from all parts of the country to avoid the high taxes or simply to retire in a better climate, Flagler County is seeing a growth spurt. Toby Tobin is the host of Real Estate Matters here on WNZF on Saturday mornings, and he owns the GoToby.com website. He sees where the numbers are going.
Over the last 10 years, the increase in Flagler County is between 2,500 and 3,000, but I think over the next 3 to 5 years will be as much as 5,000 a year, or possibly even more.
Tobin said all you have to do is look at the county's building permits. He said right now there are about 1,500. He expects the county to see about 3,000 this year. Tobin was on Free for All Friday, which you can find on the Flagler radio app. And Real Estate Matters is on WNZF every Saturday morning. Tomorrow, Flagler County's Growth Management Director was also on the Free for All and talks about where the growth is happening and drops some names. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.